rise from lying grounds. Blue guardians down the heart, lights and fury in the sky.
without war, hate and enemy. Now you can This was a time full of wonder before war began to rise.
Based on words of a Zoid saber tiger, comes a helic combat Zoid shield Liger. Lion type Zoid may be our solution. EQ technology revolution. Shield Liger is stronger, we'll do better. In the Zoid war we'll build a go-getter. With twin beam cannons arise and break through. The successor strong, Shield Liger Mark II. Crush Empire, Zoids, Shield Liger Mark II. Locate evil, greed, saber, and pursue. Yogo twin beam cannons make our foes through. Bring us victory, Shield Liger Mark II. With white armor, Shield Liger Mark II fights. Black steel legs and golden claws and fangs mites. Blue circuits and inner working surge power. Face the great saber in the Zoid war hour. Great saber is the new saber tiger, built to crush the blue and gray Shield Liger. Of black armor and blood red steel composed, his flush Shield Liger Mark II will expose. Crush Empire, Zoid, Shield Liger Mark II. Locate evil, greed, saber, and pursue. Yogo twin beam cannons make our foes through. Bring us victory, Shield Liger Mark II. Crush Empire, Zoids, Shield Liger Mark II. Locate evil, great saber, and pursue. Yogo twin beam cannons make our foes through. Bring us victory, Shield Liger Mark II. Controls commands the Zoid. Shield Liger Mark II makes our foes destroyed. Fire twin beam cannons and missile pods. Energy shield sets you above the gods. Crush Empire, Zoid, Shield Liger Mark II.